Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. With the end of the Gen 6 car coming at the conclusion of the 2021 season, and with controversy and fan outrage seemingly at an all-time high following NASCAR's on-track product during the All-Star race, I thought we'd take a look at some of the few bright spots and exciting finishes this package gave us in the 2020 season. So, from worst to best in my opinion, here are the 10 best finishes of the 2020 NASCAR Cup Series season. For an honorable mention, I'm choosing the 2020 Spring Phoenix race finish. After stage wins by Kevin Harvick and Brad Keselowski, it was Joey Logano who found himself leading late, but after contact between John Hunter Nemechek and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. with 3 laps to go brought out the caution, a overtime restart was set up as stage 1 winner and 9-time Phoenix winner Kevin Harvick lined up to his outside. After a good push to and through the dogleg by Kyle Larson, Logano was able to launch low into 1 and 2, sliding up in front of Harvick on the backstretch. Harvick peaked underneath entering 3 and 4, but couldn't get the center turn or the drive off to get alongside the 22. Taking the white flag with the 4 on his bumper, Logano drove defensively into 1 and 2, taking a higher line, avoiding the possible bump and run, while getting a great drive off the corner, and would go on to pick up his second win of the season by 2 car lengths. Number 10 and the first official spot on this list goes to the 2020 Firekeepers 400 at Michigan and was the first race of a doubleheader, both won by Kevin Harvick. So after sweeping both stages and retaking the lead he'd held most of the day from Kyle Busch on a restart with 5 to go, a wreck between Austin Dillon and Ryan Newman set up a thrilling multi-groove overtime finish. With neither getting any help on the restart, the 4 and 2 stayed side by side the majority of the first lap until a huge push into turn 3 by Chase Elliott propelled Kevin Harvick half a car ahead, giving him the outside line and the momentum off of turn 4, allowing him to clear Brad Keselowski heading into turn 1 and hold off a big turn 3 surge on the bottom line from Brad and earn his 4th Michigan win. The 9th best finish of 2020 goes to the Bristol playoff race in the fall. With the high speeds on such a short track, Bristol has always been one of the best tracks NASCAR, and this playoff elimination race would not disappoint. With Chase Elliott snagging stage 1 and Kyle Busch earning the victory in stage 2, it was once again Kevin Harvick who found himself being hunted late, this time by the Candy King of Bristol. After nearly 70 laps of Busch stalking and forcing Harvick to be absolutely perfect through lap traffic, he found himself within a car length with just 2 laps to go. Both drivers had flawless laps, with Harvick doing just enough to take Kyle's line and force a big move with 1 to go. Using the 51 on the back straight, Kyle Busch tried to pinch Harvick low and launched into 3 and 4, trying to make it stick on the outside, but just couldn't hold it, getting loose as Harvick drove on to his 9th win of 2020. Coming in at number 8 on our list is the illustrious 2020 Southern 500 at Darlington. One of the best tracks in NASCAR for racing, and with it being a throwback weekend, the beautiful historic paint schemes along with the great racing make it a must-see event. On this night, it would be Martin Truex Jr. displaying a dominant effort at the Lady in Black, sweeping both stages with Chase Elliott always close behind. However, after a missed slide job between the two with 15 laps to go, both found themselves with damage that would take them out of contention for the win, allowing the closer Kevin Harvick to be handed the lead after both leaders pitted with damage. But it wouldn't be a walk in the park, as Austin Dillon used 2 slow cars coming to the white flag to make an amazing run at the win, and while never getting alongside or to the bumper of Harvick, it's amazing to see Dillon slide the car through 3 and 4 and make up nearly half of a second and nearly pull off an incredible upset at Darlington. The 7th best Cup finish of 2020 takes us to the series' first race on the Daytona road course, in what would promise to be an interesting and exciting debut for the famous host of the Rolex 24. All eyes coming in were on the brand new road course king Chase Elliott to see if he could conquer for his 5th road course win, but after a late restart with 4 laps to go, he found his mirror full of a hard-charging Denny Hamlin coming to the white flag. With a big arc into turn 1 and a good enough infield portion of the course, Hamlin found himself within 3 car lengths getting into the back chicane and used an amazing drive-in to keep it close heading into the final turn. But he found himself just far enough to not be able to use his bumper, and in heartbreak allowed Chase Elliott to go on and claim his 5th road course win. At number 6 on our list is my personal favorite, as it's the first career win of my favorite driver, William Byron. After a race full of big runs and tight blocks, it came down to an overtime restart, as most do in Daytona. With 2 to go on the overtime restart, a big push through 1 and 2 gave Willie B the lead onto the backstretch and through to the white flag, where on the front stretch, Martin Truex Jr. got a massive run that William Byron was able to block into turn 1. As Clint Bowyer and others wrecked behind them, Martin Truex Jr. and William Byron raced side by side on the backstretch until Byron used the side draft of his life to slow Truex down and allow his teammate Chase Elliott to get to his back bumper and push him to his first career victory and earning himself a spot in the playoffs. The top 5 heads back to the last great Coliseum for the 2020 Spring Bristol race, which saw sparks fly for this awesome late race finish that came with plenty of contact and controversy. With a sweep of the stages and early race dominance, Chase Elliott was looking to nab his first ever win at the concrete carousel. But with 3 laps to go, Joey Logano was able to get by, and with both making contact on the previous lap, it was Chase Elliott with a huge dive bomb into turn 3 and 4 that was never going to stick as he slid up, taking both himself and Joey Logano out, and giving Brad Keselowski, who was sitting third in the catbird seat, one of the luckiest victories of his career as he scooted by the wreck and completed the final 2 laps to steal the win. Coming in hot at number 4 and being my pick for the best finish on a 1.5 mile track, we have the Quaker State 400 in what would be the final race at beautiful Kentucky Speedway. Eric Almirola and Brad Keselowski would win the first 2 stages, and after a Jimmy Johnson spin, one of the craziest restarts and finishes of the year would take place. With a huge push in the 3rd row from Matty D, rookie Cole Custer would launch himself on the outside all the way to and through turns 3 and 4 with Blaney on his inside while making up huge ground on the side-by-side leaders, and after taking the white flag 4 wide and the 12 nearly wrecking them all after hitting an infield drain, it was Cole Custer who found himself out front with 2 corners left as he would roll the middle in 3 and 4 to hold off one of the best, Martin Truex Jr., and get his first career Cup win. The 3rd spot goes to the 2020 Great American Race and season-opening Daytona 500. This one has a bittersweet finish, as we all know, because not only was the racing to the line absolutely incredible, but the crash that resulted was horrifying. After a rain delay the day before and intense racing throughout the night, Denny Hamlin found himself on the front row for an overtime restart trying to win his 3rd Great American Race. But the 2008 500 winner Ryan Newman would not go down without a fight, and after taking the lead all the way to the white flag and with a wreck behind them, Hamlin, Newman, and Blaney raced on, with the 12 giving a massive push to the 6 into and through 3 and 4 to take the lead coming to the checkered flag. Blaney would look left, right, and left again, but a late block from the 6 would send him flying across the track and into the wall, as Denny Hamlin used his momentum to slingshot by and nab the win from both drivers. Thankfully, Newman would be okay and able to walk out of the hospital just days after this accident. The runner-up spot on our list is the finish of the 2020 Yellowwood 500 at Talladega, which of course has given us some of the best and most thrilling finishes of NASCAR history, and today would be the same. The race was an action-packed blockfest with plenty of crashes, setting up another superspeedway overtime for the history books. After taking the white flag as the leader and the pack somewhat breaking up into turn 1, Matty D found himself on the backstretch with Bell, Stenhouse Jr., and Byron charging fast. As the 24 and 17 got a huge run on the high lane, the 21 threw his car up, blocking Bell and Stenhouse, getting them out of shape, as Byron then tried to sneak by on the low lane when Matty D absolutely clobbered him from the top in a move that would earn him a penalty and a loss of his finishing position. That would allow Denny Hamlin inside of both as they drag raced to the line and came across 5 wide as the 11 would earn his 44th career victory in a stunning Talladega photo finish. But not to be outdone by its counterpart race, it's the Geico 500 from Talladega that takes the top spot for the best Cup finish of 2020. In what seems like a rite of passage for these super speedways, it would take another hectic restart to settle this duel at Dega. And with a huge push from Chris Buescher, it was Kevin Harvick who led all the way to the back straight of the white flag lap before Ryan Blaney took a massive run to the lead, and with the help of the 17 and a crash behind them, both drivers put the pedal to the floor in a race to the finish line. However, it would be Eric Jones with the help of John Hunter Nemechek who would have the run to challenge as he looked inside and out of Blaney, who blocked all over until finally blocking him right into John Hunter Nemechek's car and then into the outside wall. With Stenhouse inches behind and Almirola spinning across beside them, it was Ryan Blaney securing his 3rd career win in amazing fashion in what, in my opinion, is the best and most exciting finish of the 2020 NASCAR Cup Series season. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment below for more awesome NASCAR content.